down.
Roxy should could just use her hand as the paddle.
I feel like that'd be unfair. It'd be an unfair advantage.
I'll slap everybody in here right now. I swear to God.
Please, it's like,
yes.
that ball be breaking the sound barrier, bro.
This is unprofessional.
Booms.
I'm trying to do my episode.
God.
You are now tuned in to How to Nerd, hosted by Roxxy Haze, Khleo Thomas, and Brennon Edwards.
Welcome to the How to Nerd podcast. I am your main host, Roxxy Haze, and this is your guide to all things nerdy. I am bringing you the lesser of the two hosts, ballhead Brennon Edwards and Khleo Thomas, first of his name. I'm so excited.
Why do we let her do this?
Make sure that you subscribe
She's
to this
bully.
podcast.
You're a bully.
You are a bully.
You're a bully.
You know what else is a bully? This first icebreaker question. Let's get right into that.
Wow.
What is the most...
You can't even do it. You can't even do it.
Because when I told you so, y'all be
You know, normally for those who are inexperienced, obviously the best host, as they say.
Yeah.
Typically, we also announce what we're talking about in the episode. before we get to the
Today,
icebreaker.
we're talking about Studio Ghibli. Some say it's Ghibli. Those people are wrong.
Jahabli.
It's...
Wow.
You finna piss me
I'm
off.
talking about hot takes.
You are Jahabli?
Jahabli?
Who said it was Jahabli?
Me. It's Studio Jahabli.
Where's the A?
It's in there. Silent.
It's a silent H.
Silent
And
H.
it's not
like
the spelling.
AH. There's like an AH. You said ah. There's an AH.
It's Studio Jahabli.
Where's the I? Show me the I.
Jahabli.
Ghibli. Where's the I?
Jahabli.
Where's the I sound coming from? What? Give me another
What?
word that has an I that sounds like I. Ever.
Ice.
He's an I. I.
Never.
Studio
There's no
Jahabli.
I's in the word I.
Correct. You are correct about that. Unless you look at the did you? Whoa.
You mean like the
We're gonna go
pronoun
down
I?
a power line thing. It's fine. Eye to eye is like they don't spell it E2. They don't spell it
Yeah, they
EYE.
spell it out. I.
They put I the letter, then two,
that's
and
so
then I.
dumb.
No, it's not because it's our eyes connected to your eyes, looking in your eyes. Stupid. Thinks he knows everything. All right, so our
It's amazing
icebreaker.
how many personalities Roxy has in her brain. Like she could be the bully.
This is supposed
the
to be like our
bitch,
efficient
or the
episode.
princess.
Oh, hey, write
wow.
that down. Write that down. That's good. Damn it, write that down. Write that down. Can you write that down? Oh, yeah. Can you record that down? All right, so our icebreaker question for today.
Chaos.
What's the most obscure, nerdy interest or hobby that you have? We'll start with BDE over here. Go ahead.
I'm so distracted by so many things. Like, why does your feet come out?
I don't know. I got excited.
Why you were just doing? Yo, she's
Okay, I had some sugar right before this.
all right. I'd like to point out a note to the producer. Is it wise to have Roxy host any episode? That's the question. Like, is it wise? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
The
Go ahead, Mr. Brennan.
most obscure nerdy interest or hobby that I have. I mean, some people like think it's funny about me, but normally until they get into it, is I play table tennis. I think it's like that's not a regular thing for an American to do. I grew up playing competitively. I was trained by an Olympic coach to play. I've won competitions. Most people that I meet in life can't beat my left hand. And I'm right-handed, so I can play table tennis pretty well. Our producer actually thinks that she can beat me. I hope so. I hope you can beat my left hand. If you can beat my left hand, I can respect you.
Villain. Ooh.
Why that doesn't matter? Like,
I would like to.
Difference between table tennis and ping pong?
the same game. Table tennis
But
is
he
what's
called. But
professionally called.
he's a pro.
That is some upper class bullshit. It's fucking ping pong, bro.
How about this?
Thinking, damn,
How about
table,
this?
did I not
How
know
about we
this
go-
something
how
different?
about we go
It's
back
fucking
and-
ping pong.
Well, how about we go back in time? You get trained by an Olympic coach, and then you tell me what the fuck it's called. How about that?
Ooh,
Did you call it table
elitist.
tennis?
No, it's table tennis. Exactly.
He called it table
Yes.
tennis? An Olympic fucking coach calls it table tennis. That makes sense, but it's ping pong.
I
everyone.
just literally said I was trained by an Olympic coach to play this game. It's called table tennis. And you're like, why would you call it that? I'm like, because of that.
Oh, my episode's great.
I'd like to honestly like the urge I had at this exact moment was to just say F this episode.
And just walk
We have a table right next door. Let's see who
We
stands
do?
on what. Yeah, I have a table. next door. Let's see who stands 10-toe down in that conversation.
I think we
'cause
should have
you
it.
don't want the smoke.
Not right now.
Roxy could just use her hand as the paddle.
I feel like that'd be unfair. Give you an unfair advantage.
I'll slap everybody in here right now. I swear to God.
Please, it's like
Yes.
that ball be breaking the sound barrier, bro.
This is
Sonic
unprofessional.
booms.
I'm trying to do my episode.
God.
So Brennan's done. You a ping pong champ. We get it. Table tennis. Khleo.
Obscure things I
Lord.
nerd out about.
I slap the shit out of everybody.
Obscure things I'm nerding out about at the moment. Studio equipment.
Okay.
I'm buying a lot of different studio
Oh,
lights and
you're
stuff.
buying them?
I've gone down that rabbit hole of stuff, and it's very inspired by everyone here at Transit. It's like, yo, I need to step it up.
Yeah, he randomly calls me like every month. He'll call me randomly like 11 p.m. Like, hey, so I'm looking at this wall in my studio,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure what kind of light or backdrop I should put here. Like, give me some options. Go.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't see that, bro. Like, your camera's facing the wrong. Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
What are you doing in the space? Are you like building it to what?
Just to give it different looks,
Okay.
to be able to have different setups for different kinds of things. Like, for instance, that video that went crazy with the Transformer,
Oh yeah.
right? Like,
Oh, I love that video.
Like
Your
that-
face is so smug.
that shit is
Cleodor,
That's what
man.
Makes the videos
Cleodor
how
don't
smug
miss.
You look. You're just like, yeah. What's he up to?
You like
You're
that?
just like, this is what we up to.
Making Transformers.
It's at 20 million on
Oh,
socials.
that's
on Instagram. So that
crazy.
stuff went.
That's
It went
crazy.
through
Viral.
the roof.
Yeah,
It went
it's
through the
viral.
roof. But seeing people's reaction as far as like, I can't believe we're gonna talk about this very quickly. People were reacting to the fact that my kitchen didn't have anything on my countertops.
Yeah, you're sick.
A lot of
He don't-
comments about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that weirded me the fuck
Do
out.
you
'cause I'm-
cook?
Yeah, I cook, but I have cabinets.
Ah.
So I keep everything in my cabinets. Why the fuck do I need to have
Also,
everything?
you
This is
cleaned
so-
everything off for the video.
No.
No, I don't. There's nothing
All
ever
your
on my
stuff fits
countertops.
in your cabinet?
Yeah, everything.
Rich.
Oh, wow. Wow.
A lot of
Cleo,
space,
would you call
eh?
yourself? Would you call yourself like OC, like little OCD?
Yeah, I like my stuff to be where I put it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to be.
That feels like it falls in line with Cleodor.
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 God.
It does.
Cleodor.
That's some Cleodor behavior.
That's a richy rich man.
It is.
An obscure nerdy interest that I have:
Go.
cheese. I've been studying cheese and like how it's made in different. I found an audio. Okay, so I try to read 100 books a year.
I can't think of any appropriate jokes.
I try to read 100 books a year, and so like usually towards the end of the year, I'll just start reading stuff to try to catch up. Like I was reading like a lot of children's books. If I'm behind my goal, the sour grape.
Shit, look at
The sour grape was good.
Read 90 more.
Yo, yeah,
40s,
'cause
gotta read to read 90 books.
the bad egg, the smart cookie.
Go
No,
dog go.
no, because like last year in December, I was like 75. I had only read 25 books.
Okay.
And then I had posted it. I was like, y'all think I'm gonna do it? And everybody was like, no. And I was like, fuck y'all, I'll show you. So yeah, I was reading all the Dr. Seuss books, all of this stuff, and then just like listen to a whole lot of audiobooks. And I was just getting whatever ones I can. And so I got one on cheese. And I was like, this is really interesting. Like I didn't know like certain cheese was just like wine, they're named for like where they are, like it's different making processes. It was just very interesting learning about the different like fat contents and stuff. So now I've just been reading about cheese. Yeah, I've been studying, and eventually when I get my new apartment, I've always wanted to have like a dinner party, but now I know all the cheeses and shit and what to mix them with and what goes with dates. I'm finna have the dopest fucking charcuterie board.
What is it called?
Charcuterie board, because I'm finna put
Shark coochie.
She said charcuterie.
charcuterie. Y'all know
Charcuterie
what-
board?
They know what it is.
Charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Plebeians, and so I'm finna put all
I feel
that
like
cheese.
Cleodor would know how to say it.
Charcuterie.
It's charcuterie.
Charcuterie is the proper.
It's not
I know because I've been
charcuterie.
reading my cheese book. Okay, you want some brie?
I'm good.
You look like a brie eating hard cheddar.
I'm lactose intolerant. I don't eat cheese, so
Hard cheddar face. All right, so
Hard cheddar face.
I'm also
Like, what?
lactose intolerant.
So then what's the point?
Baby, the way I be fucking that cheese. Put a Kobe Jack right here. It's a wrap.
Monogamy though.
producer.
Monogamy.
Yeah, thank you.
Monogamy.
Yeah, somebody gonna sleep in the bed with that?
Yeah.
Producer note, can we please not have her host another episode? Where are we? What is happening?
So we are now, this was on purpose. All right, so we are talking about Studio Ghibli. All right.
Ghibli.
What did I say? It's Ghibli.
I say how I want.
Hayao
Well, if that's the
Miyazaki.
case, Jahabli.
says it differently. I should have done. I don't know the bio behind it, but whatever. It is an animation production studio started in Japan.
Yep.
It has been bought, but not bought. They
Who's the main
distribute through Disney, huh?
The main guy, what's his name again?
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
And then he got a homie. His homie died. I could never say his name. What is it?
Nice that you had some emotion with that. Jesus.
Takahata? Is that correct?
Jesus.
That sounded racist how I said
It
it.
did.
But yeah, it was an animation studio. It started in '85. They have like 20 to 30 movies. They've been dropping heat since the '80s, right?
Yeah.
But I just love like Studio Ghibli and what it represents. They've dropped some like iconic movies. We got Spirited Away. We got Princess Mononoke.
My favorite.
Banger.
What, Spirited Away?
No, Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke
might
is
be my favorite animated film of all time.
Of all time?
Damn.
Okay,
It's
we have
like
to
to
get
me.
in.
I'll
Let's
just say
get
like
into
to me,
that.
it's the perfect film.
Why?
It has everything. Like it has everything. It has beautiful animation. They throw hands. The storyline is beautiful. It talks about. It has like super cultural relevance when it comes to the intersection between industrialization and nature and our relationship with nature. Like it personifies what nature can be and how that looks. Like there's like 11 themes that all perfectly interact with each other. There's character development. There's a diversity of characters. Like it just there's comedy in it. You know, there's real in it. Like the woman who runs the town. It's like everybody's motivations make sense.
Yeah.
And even when they oppose. What's up?
There's another Jada Pinkett thing.
Yep.
I never listened to it in English.
You need to go back and listen to it in English and listen to the woman you're talking about that runs the town. She's voiced by Jada Pinkett. There's a line in there that she shoots off about men, and it's like, wait, this is very relevant at the moment.
Oh, what did she say?
I don't remember the line.
I wrote it down. Like I got to
Yeah.
look in my notebook because he
It's,
called. He was like, "Yo," it was right after
What,
the
he
Will
called?
Smith.
I called Roxy. I
And it was
like,
like
I need to
1
give
in the
this joke to
morning. He was like,
Roxy.
"Yo, me and my sister watching Princess Mononoke, and she just said this about husbands. You need to write a joke."
No,
about
you're
it."
right. Actually, good point because she does not have a lot to say because the idea of that group of women in that place is that they're the ones running the stuff and that like
Yeah.
it's like a reverse look at how
Yeah.
society looks like. It's like because you know there's what is it? We have a patriarchal society.
Matriarchal.
So
It's a
it's
matriarchal
matriarchal.
society
Yeah.
that she built. Like they're living in a patriarchal world, but she built a matriarchal society
Mm-hmm.
that's extremely successful, and the men are even happy in that society because of how strong of a leader she was.
Yep.
And so for me, that's my point though. It's like this movie has it all in that space. It's just so good, so well done, and animation even to this day holds up.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like there's no such thing as the perfect movie, but it's my perfect movie.
That's really good. What do you have a favorite?
As far as the films,
Mm-hmm.
Ghibli films, yeah,
Oh
we
my
have.
God.
I'm gonna have to go with Princess Mononoke,
Mm.
but then we got right behind that for me is Spirited Away,
Yes.
and then right behind that one is Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, Kiki's Delivery Service.
Wait, have you
is a
seen the
great
new
movie.
one yet? The Blue Heron one?
Yeah,
I
the
have not
Boy
watched
and the
that one
Heron
yet.
is really
Boy
good.
and the Heron, yeah.
I'll talk about that too. I watch all of them. But why do you like Spirited Away? or
Spirited
Kiki?
Away. I like Spirited because there's that one scene where oh boy fires the arrow and it takes both of the guy's arms off.
Wait, you're like, you know what? I like the most
That is the
violent
most,
part.
that is the most kid answer possible.
Dog,
I want you to think about this.
He
Like, what
was
do you like?
like
Oh, I like
this
when
with the sword.
No, it was crazy.
And he shot that arrow and both my man's arms, boom, get
saying,
stuck
this is
into the tree.
Princess Mononoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That part
when he
was like,
shooting,
yo.
and he took off people's heads with the arrow too.
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
And I like, and if you see the head decapitation part, like there's just a subtle thing they do in the score. It's just like it just changes
Yeah, you
the
can hear
music
it.
just a
Yeah.
little bit. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it's so impactful.
I think
So,
that was the first death we saw in that movie too,
Yep.
with that bow and arrow when he killed the dude. which
Yeah,
was-
that's when we knew this shit was real.
Yeah, that was the moment. It came early too.
Yeah. And then she was
See?
crazy though.
Real.
Princess
So,
So
Mononoke was
yeah, I'm like
crazy.
y'all like of all the. I think that's just so telling because Ghibli really represents like peace in the face of like war and stuff like
I
that.
told you my reason.
It's very
that wasn't
you
one
like
of them, but that
you like
part, I
murder.
said the fights go hard.
Um,
He just got to flick with it.
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke is good. It's
What's
up
your
there.
favorite?
Kiki's Delivery Service.
What's your favorite?
You already know. I'm finna say House Moving Castle is my favorite movie.
Oh, that's my least favorite.
But it's
one.
definitely because it's about war. It's about finding love in the
It's
face of war.
trash.
It's a beautiful hater. It's a beautiful movie, but I feel like it really like encompasses. And you know, I never said it. Encompasses
nothing even happens. To the main
everything
character.
that Ghibli is about, which
Heard it
is
was
like
boring.
It is
the
boring.
the nature, like how they showcase nature, how they showcase love. The music is great. There's iconic scenes. It's funny. It's a really good movie. But there's a lot other Ghibli movies that like nobody talks about. So it's like Porco Rosso, the one about the pig. The dudes did the planes and the pig. Grave of the Fireflies, which is one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. You never seen Grave of the Fireflies?
Doesn't sound like I'm gonna
Most
watch
of
it
the
either.
most
way
of
you
the
described it.
most of the Ghibli movies are about war.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
War in nature.
Miyazaki's dad like sold war planes or like made like war parts. Yeah. So like he has a very deep connection and like his family made money. His family was rich. And so he has like this kind of disdain for like, you know, war, of course, but even for like money because of how his family made money. Yeah. So that's why you'll see like when he's depicting war is very strong, like anti-war. Like almost every movie has a war element to it.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're gonna talk about some lesser known or underrated Studio Ghibli films that deserve more recognition. And I think Grave of a Firefly is one of those movies. So it's about like this brother and sister, and the movie starts off with the brother being dead. Like he's already dead. What?
You're the funniest host ever. Our producer was just like, yo,
Reenact
ask
it?
them a question about number 19. And you were just like, yeah, so like I was saying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it.
That was so funny.
So I'll answer first, and then I'll let y'all answer. Grave
I
of
don't
a
have anything, so I'm,
Firefly.
you got it.
Any of the other ones you know, but since I'm starting, I'm gonna start with Grave of a Firefly.
Yo, Roxy.
Man, she's
And it's a war movie, and at the beginning, the brother's dead, and it's showing like the effects of war.
like, is he dead? Like in a coffin?
He's dead on the ground. They find him at a train station.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, but then it's showing like how that happened and what happened with his sister and all of this stuff and how like war kind of tore his family apart, and it's this child like trying to take care of this other child on the backdrop of war. So it's one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. I cry when I watch the clips. It's very sad. What about? Do you have a movie?
I think Kiki's delivery service is low key underrated, but because there's no action or anything like that.
Yeah,
But it also feels like there's a point in there where that movie could have ended a little bit sooner.
I agree.
It's like there's she goes through something and then she goes through something again and then she's like ends up staying in like that house
It's like good.
and she's like underneath the pillows like sad. I'm like
End it there.
just end it there or like speed this up. But I like Kiki, man. I think Kiki is a little underrated.
It's sad what happens when she like loses her childhood and then she can't hear the cat anymore.
Yeah.
Like themes like that are like very prevalent in all the movies. Like no longer being a child. And you said you don't know nothing.
I haven't seen enough, to be honest. Like, I've seen maybe 5, but I like Ponyo. Like,
Ponyo is so cute.
yeah, that is another one.
yeah, I like that one a lot. Like, for me, it just draws you in. But that's what Ghibli does. Like, it draws you in, and like it really makes you feel like you're a part of this fantasy world. Like Spirited Away was the first one I've seen.
Yeah.
So that was the one that was my dipping my toe in the water. Cause like, and it was a friend of mine, Liz Garcia. She was like, I used to go and like spend time with, like, she has 2 daughters and their family go over there. And like one day I went over and she was like, yo, we're gonna watch, what's it? What I just
Ponyo.
No, not Ponyo.
Spirited Away.
We got Spirited Away. And I was like, what is that? She was like, oh my God. Because I had already been watching anime. We talked about anime. She's like, you don't know about Studio Ghibli? I was like, Studio who? And she's like, you poor child. Like, sit down. Children, gather around.
Nice.
Kind of thing. And I was just like, wait, this is a kid's movie? I'm not going to. She's like, shut up and sit down. And I was just like, okay. And at the end of the movie, I was like, that was awesome.
It's so and
You know,
even the ending of that movie too. I mean, that's like kind of what they're noted for too.
It's
like
intense,
most of
though.
it doesn't end happy.
But I mean, the thing that was intense to me about that movie was like this little girl like watched her parents turn into pigs. Like not, and the thing is like in cartoons you're like, oh yeah, a pig. It's like Porky or like a happy. Like no,
No, they was
like,
pig.
They was like pigs that
Slopping
are just
everything
slopping
up.
up everything
Slop.
and about to be slaughtered. You know, like that was what the movie was about. It's like I'm trying to prevent my parents from being slaughtered because of their greed. Like they couldn't help but eat this food that turned them into these pigs, and now it's my mission to save them. And just like the fantasy world that ensued after that. The same thing with Ponyo. It's like this little like the princess from the water. The Water Kingdom just washes up on Earth, and the little kid befriends her. And like that causes political turmoil.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? How does that? What's that experience like? You feel like you're in it. Like, yo, it feels like it's so fake in the space of like how unreal it is, but how like authentically it comes across that it feels real, and you're just like, yo, like I'm in this with you. Even though when you explain it, like you say, when Roxy explains stuff, you explain Ponyo to somebody, they're like, it sounds like the dumbest
shit
one
Yeah,
ever,
it's
yeah.
a
Dumbest
goldfish
ever
and it
heard.
come up on the water. A little boy make her a ham sandwich. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, so there's war though. Like, there's really it's about politics and all of that. But yeah, like it's
That ham sandwich changed the world. You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
that
like,
sandwich look good though. I wish
anime
we could,
food be looking so
anime,
good.
especially
Every
like Ghibli food. Like they
Ghibli
really
food, they
chop
care.
it up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, exactly. Like chop it up. They like, but I'm saying like they cut cheese or they have onions and stuff. They're cooking something. I'd be hungry. I'd be eating watching it hungry.
That buffet that they brought out to No Face and Spirited Away. I was like, bro.
Oh, that buffet.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Spirited Away had the best looking food. Like that's why the parents became pigs because the food smelled so. The
Smells so
food
good.
looked like it smelled good. Like I'm like I could almost
Sniffing
smell
the
it.
screen.
Yeah.
I was in it.
Kiki's food was good too. I mean, she was making food, but yeah,
Was she a bread? Was she like a bakery?
yeah, that bread, and then she had that little pie thing with her. Hey,
Yeah.
they was cooking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's just overall, it's just beautiful. It's wonderful. I like stuff that I'm super hyper, so I love Ghibli because
You don't say?
it calms me. Shut up. They have those moments where it's like you got to get calmed down, so that's why I enjoyed it a lot. Yes, sir.
My question is, if you were to recommend, if you were to like, people want to get into Ghibli, like obviously you want to tell people how to get into it if they want to. Obviously they can pick any movie, but what movie would you recommend what would be the best starter Ghibli movie? There's so many of them.
I'm gonna say it's probably legit Princess Mononoke because like its action, its story, it's very entertaining. I would not, as much as I love Howl's Moving Castle, I would not start somebody off with Howl's Moving Castle.
We can argue about how
Maybe
Ponyo.
Maybe because all the rest of them are just like extremely sad. Like Whisperer of the Heart, like it's all the what is the cat come like all of them are kind of obscure. Maybe Spirited Away.
That would be mine. I'd say Spirited Away.
Maybe Spirited
I
Away.
liked my intro. Like Spirited Away is just, it's not directly sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's indirectly sad, but it's not directly
A little
sad.
deeper
And
level.
They do the best of create. I think that's one of the best worlds they've created.
Yeah.
With Spirited Away. It's just like this whole world makes sense, but it doesn't. What about you?
It was gonna be Spirited Away when old boy turns into the dragon. Like there's this shot.
Ooh, I love when he turned into that, but he got his ass beat.
Yeah, that's the shot I'm thinking of. It's
Yeah,
like seeing him bloody and beaten. I'm like,
ass
Jesus.
And they don't shy away from the violence.
No.
They be looking
Him,
they be fucked up.
the spider token guy that does the
Yeah.
bathhouse
I
stuff.
love that dude.
He was dope. And then
The witch?
the design of the witch, it stood out so much to
Her
me. Like
face, yeah.
Disney
It's crazy.
villain wise, we had a whole bunch of stuff, but like her, she looked
Very iconic.
crazy.
I loved her
Well, she
hair.
looked crazy, but then there's like the good side of her too, like
Yeah.
her sister. You know,
Right,
they're identical.
They're identical.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're identical. So it's like she was the most amazing. Like her face was so versatile because on one side she was the sweetest, most loving grandmother type that you're like, oh my god, like I want to meet her. Versus the sister is evil as hell.
This bitch is crazy.
There's
Like
the moment where she's like, I think she's like counting stuff, and then she stops. She's like, someone's coming. And then she puts all the stuff in a little box, closes it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so creepy. That one shot, it
like,
stuck
oh,
with
this
me
lady's a
forever.
creep.
Bro, write your name on this piece of paper, and then she just takes it.
Oof.
That for me, that concept of somebody taking your name, just the creativity behind that.
Yeah.
Like I've only ever seen that in. I'm starting to believe there's some form of like Japanese lore associated with names and taking them. Because if you think about it, Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, one of the top captains, his power was to be able to take away your name and give you a new one, and that changed the way that you interacted with the world. It's crazy.
That's
like,
scary.
Yeah, he literally just like take your name and just rewrite it. Like, all right, you are Little Ant, and you're just like, what? That's my name now, and he just stomps you. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's scary.
I gotta continue watching that one. I'm excited
I'm
for
very behind on
Bleach 100.
So, yeah.
1,000 Blood Wars.
And then
So yeah, there's this moment in Princess Mononoke where what's the lead character's name?
Oh, that the boy, the prince.
Yeah, the one with the infected
yeah.
arm.
I don't
start with
remember.
an A. I don't remember.
Help!
Yeah, exactly.
Producer.
Regardless,
I need a
Dude, it
producer.
don't
No,
matter.
this is
Regardless.
important.
The dude.
the guy,
We should know this. This is an episode
the
about it.
protagonist.
But it's so many characters.
Ishitaka?
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka.
Okay.
That's right.
They
she's a-
barely say his name in that.
That's what I'm saying. They,
Yeah.
She was like, hey, you.
There's a moment where he's riding. They're in battle, and he shoots a bow and arrow at someone's head, and they're in the distance. It's not like it's close. They're on a hill way over there on a horse, and decapitates them. And then they change the music very quickly. Like you hear it go.
Yeah.
It's so dope. So, a question to both of you: when it comes to sound design within these Studio Ghibli films, is there anything that really stands out to you that you remember?
What are you asking?
Yeah, I'll go first.
We'll go with Roxy
Yeah, because
first.
once again, it's always gonna go back to House Moving Castle.
Why? But go ahead.
Because well,
I
if we're talking music, like all of them have like full orchestras, like they're doing full scores. But it's a scene in House Moving Castle where like he's saving Sophie from these soldiers that were pretty much finna like assault her sexually. And so then they started getting chased by these glob guys. And so he's like, we know he's a wizard. They talked about him earlier, but like that's the first time they like show him using magic.
Yeah.
And so like they're running and then he like jumps and he has her in the air and they're literally like walking on air, and the music that's playing is so beautiful. And I just saw it in theaters, but like watching it and hearing like the surround sound of the music and like the score, and it's almost like a dance. Like the music sounds like a dance while they're like walking on in the sky, and I'm like, this is so goddamn beautiful.
Their style is just beautiful, bro. Like great way to describe it. I think the style of the Studio Ghibli films is beautiful.
You know, it's like I always have something like this, like really nice to say, and then you just say some shit like, okay. No, I was gonna to answer your question, like, right, like, oh my god, is one of the things that Studio Ghibli is known for is their attention to detail and quality.
Yeah.
You know, and that falls across all different realms, but specifically speaking about like the music and the sound design, is that I personally believe the music of a piece gives it the emotion. And Studio Ghibli is emotional content. Like when you watch it, you're going to be in your feels. That's just what's it's part of the experience. But they do it on such a high level, and it's integrated so well, like what you guys were just, depicting, is that it changes how you can even ingest it. Like it puts this, like, that's the whole reason why, like, you think about anime and stuff, you're like, oh yeah, most people don't know what MAPPA is. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know what these different animation studios are. Most people don't know about, like, Batman series from the 90s was made by a Japanese production company. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter. But because everything feels the same or similar, has the same level of thing, but the level of quality of every aspect of Studio Ghibli is so high that everyone knows the name, because it's just like there's nothing else that even comes close. Like there's very few things that compare to the level of quality that Studio Ghibli has. And I think that for me, I still stand by that Howl's Moving Castle is a very boring movie. Yeah.
That's how you gonna wrap it up?
That's how I'm gonna wrap it up.
You suck.
Just for you.
Can you look up? I know that The Boy and the Heron just won an award, but I can't remember. Was it an Oscar? They just won something.
Is the
Nominated? Oh, okay.
Is the mascot for Studio Ghibli
It's the Totoro.
Totoro?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
So yeah, the last movie that just came out was The Boy and the Heron. It just came out like a couple months ago. And that was Miyazaki coming out of retirement. Like
that's right. He did say he was done.
Yeah, he said he was
back.
done 13 years ago. And I just want to say this because he hit, huh? Yeah, okay. I was about to say, I know it won something, but his son made a movie. And it was called like Something in the Earwig. And it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It was like 3D animated. It just took away everything you were saying. Like Ghibli's known for the quality. Like it's hand drawn, like meticulously hand drawn. And so for them to come out with a 3D animated movie, like it did terrible. It's on Netflix. It won a Golden Globe too. The Boy and the Heron. Yeah, so like he came out,
won a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, and it's nominated for a bunch of other things.
Yeah,
right?
because Miyazaki was like, I can't let that be my legacy.
Bingo.
He was like, this is horrible. So he came out of retirement, made this movie.
How old is he?
You've dishonored your
80,
family.
90?
My man came out of retirement.
He is
like,
old. He is old as shit. 83.
83.
Is an 83-year-old man.
83 and that is still.
Yeah, but that's why the movie took so long, because he legit is like, we're hand drawing. He's still
amazing.
hand drawing.
Look how happy he is in that picture. I love that.
You know what's so funny? Because he if you ever hear him talk, he is like a very, not depressed man, but yeah, he's like he is very cynical.
Okay.
And
Really?
that's very interesting when you look at what he makes. He's been through war.
Yeah.
Like, so he's very cynical, but he wants to create something that's beautiful.
He's done it.
Yeah.
To each his own as far as like your journey in life. But damn, to have like everyone know, if you're a fan of the stuff that we're into, everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
We know his work. We appreciate it. And for it to still have a, the life effect on him, like being sad about a lot of stuff, kind of sad, man.
Yeah. So yeah, now we're gonna do our show and tell. Brennan, I would like to start with you.
Oh, thank you so much, host with the most. Well, I mean, I like to, we're talking about things that we like to nerd out about. Another thing I like to nerd out about is traveling. And, a quick story about that and why this is really significant to me is I bought my first passport when I still lived in Detroit before I moved to LA in 2011. I didn't actually get to start traveling internationally for the first time until 2014. And the first place I ever went was for a project that I got to work on that was my first independent project. Very first one I ever did. It's called Destination Everywhere. It was a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter, pretty much learning about culture through music, just like Anthony Bourdain does through food. He does it through music. Cool. And so we did that project, and while we were there, we spent an extended amount of time in Cambodia to shoot it. And a little girl named Molika, one of the guys who was pretty much like our number one fixer there, this is his daughter, And she, like, when we were leaving the first time, she gave me this and was just like, you know, she, like, as I was leaving, she was like, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for coming and teaching me all the things you taught me. Because I hung out with, you know, I like kids. I hang out with kids and stuff. What are you whispering?
I was like,
Well, the thing is, like, oh, but he hates happiness. Hilarious. No, that's the thing is that's funny to me that you're like, Brennan doesn't like Glee or Joint. Like, I love like bringing that energy to children though. Like let's have fun. Like that's where I'm at.
Children.
It's for the children.
Long as it's for the children. Long as
It's for the children. Disney's for the children.
Yeah.
And so she gave me this, and this is a good reminder to me of like how important travel is to me because that experience changed me. And like this was like the punctuation on it, and so like I've like coveted this and kept it since then because like you see she wrote on there her name, which is hilarious. I think she was like 7, you know, and so now she's like 17 or 19, 18 or 19. She's like a grown little woman now. But it's just wild for me to think back to that moment because she was so cute and she was just like, you know, I love you. I'm gonna miss you. Bring this back, and I did. I brought it back to her, you know, and so I went back to Cambodia like 2 years later, and I was just like, here, I'm gonna give it back to you. And she was like, oh my God, I remember that. Thank you, but that's yours. You know, like you remember that. Remember me. Never forget me. I always keep that. And I was like, okay, I got it. It's mine.
Oh, that's cute. Wait, what is yes? This is it a sand timer?
You know, the funny thing, it's a sand timer, but it's like the worst sand timer I've ever seen because I actually have absolutely no. I actually tried. I timed it and everything, and it's like the times don't. They don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. This one's overfilled. This one's overfilled.
Got it.
This one is like I think it's like 9 seconds, and then this one is like 35 or something. Like
Got
it's like
it.
none
So
of the times
funny.
actually make sense. It's like I guess it's just about the colors. I don't know.
Yeah.
They make things different in Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? Like they just do what they do.
Yeah.
A fidget toy.
That's cute.
It's a fidget toy.
Oh, shout out to Malika on that one.
Aw.
Yeah, she's
What
great.
about
I didn't bring anything.
What
for
about
Sean.
show your jacket?
Oh, we're talking anime, so yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, yeah. So
Worst anime ever.
yeah, it is. It really is. I know.
We already went through this,
talked
and you
about
agree
this.
with me, Roxy. At first,
I didn't say it was the worst.
No,
I
it was
said
just
it
funny.
doesn't hold
It's
up
pretty
like
bad.
it should.
No, when Roxy first came onto the Anime Shun podcast, she said one of her favorite anime at the time was Inuyasha. And I pointed out so many things to her at that point. She went back and watched it and said, I hate to admit, but I agree with you, Brennan.
I would never admit that on camera.
It don't hit like it's supposed to.
But
yeah,
it's
this
still,
is,
it's just an iconic thing.
a cool.
It is. I mean, just the only reason that Inuyasha is iconic is because Toonami refuses to stop playing it.
And I love
It has
that.
nothing to do with the quality of the show.
he fine
And
too.
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It's I wanted the words.
Jumping you up out of your damn
I
sleep.
so
hate. Yeah, you be asleep and then the show ends. You like, oh,
It got
But
me.
it's great.
It got me
Yeah.
a few times.
But no, it's a dope jacket and it's super soft. And I also have a jacket. I got this from Hot Topic.
it looks like a hoodie to me.
Is a hoodie not a type of jacket?
Jackets
Am I
have
not
zippers.
jacked?
No,
Okay.
you're
Am I not jacked?
I no.
Am
It's
I-
a question your monogamy husband's
Am
gonna
I
have to
not?
ask.
A hoodie's a type of jacket.
That's a good point.
You gonna be asking?
And I'm jacked. All right. So yes, I have a jacket on. And yeah, it has
No face.
no face from
Still a creepy ass character.
Yes.
And when the mouth came
Still
from
a
under
creepy
the
character.
mask, it was gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure that you subscribe. We would really, really appreciate that. That helps us a lot to be able to, want to keep doing this and doing it for you guys and seeing that you guys want to see when the new episodes come out. Hit the little bell next to it too, so you can get the notifications. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's important. In the description below, we do give all the details about the things that we were talking about. Once again, I am one of the hosts here. My name is Brennon Edwards. We have Khleo Thomas, the incomparable Khleo Thomas.
Thank you, brother.
And Roxy. To the two
I was gonna
pieces.
say something very rude.
Oh, happy
You might give a
birthday,
shit.
bro.
Oh, happy birthday.
Damn.
Asshole.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Asshole. Man.
Oh, so that's what he said?
Asshole.
Hey, it's
man.
coming
The
out on a
incomparable,
Friday.
go, go, go. It's sucking off. I was holding it in. Let you top him off
thanks,
some more.
guys.
What a
Peace.
great episode.
Oh.
I was holding it in. I was like, that's too inappropriate.